Okay, first off, for all of you tuning in, this isn't a lore video. This video is purely for the purpose of gathering feedback to improve our future content, and showing a little appreciation for our viewer base so far. If you're understandably on this channel exclusively expecting Titanfall lore, then, well, sticking around and giving us feedback will immensely help us improve our content going forward. However, we understand if most of you just want to continue watching our montages blindly. So, that's fine. Anyway, you've had fair warning. Welcome back to the Advocate Network. I'm your narrator and editor, James Zera. Unfortunately, Jacob could not be here for this video. We did originally record some duo audio, but the audio was a little iffy, so I'm gonna have to re-record this now. But maybe Jacob will be in a future video. Maybe you'll hear from him at a later date in like 30 years. I don't know. Before we get properly started, we'd just basically like to thank everyone who's shown support for the 2 currently existing episodes of the Advocate Network. Especially everyone who stuck around after the 2-month hiatus following episode 1. So, we're currently working on episode 3, and we hope to release future content on a much more consistent, or at least regular, schedule. To be honest, we were extremely surprised by the volume of positive reception the series has received so far, so we will be aiming to continue releasing the best content that we can for all of you to continue enjoying. Though, in the event that any problems arise in the future with the production of our series, we have created a Twitter account linked in the description of this video, as well as our channel banner for those of you watching on PC. The Twitter account will be used to post progress updates and gather additional subscriber feedback via polls and questionnaires, etc. And pretty much nothing else unless our situation changes. It's just there for a couple reasons, and that's it. So if you're interested in following our progress and finding all the latest information related to the Advocate Network, be sure to follow the account. Once again, it's linked in the description and on the channel banner for PC users. On to the main point of this video. The first 2 episodes gave us some extremely valuable feedback on the subject of my voice narration, and after reading the given feedback, I completely agree that there is much room to improve. Due to this, I've taken the liberty of recording some sample lines in various styles according to the comments that we have received. The following is just that. It's quality of life improvements on the front of narration going forward. After listening to the samples, please leave comment feedback in the section below, specifying your favorite samples and any further feedback suggestions you may have. Although just another quick notice before we get started, the voice will be remaining the same, and that's purely on sort of the premise that very few people have complained about the actual accent or voice in general. We've had, I think, maybe 4 complaints in total out of all our viewers about the narration, one of them being me. And they've pretty much just been feedback about the overemphasis on certain words, so I've tried to work on that in these samples. So yeah, thanks. The Frontier Militia is one of the 2 primary factions present in the universe of Titanfall. They're a group of freedom fighters, mercenaries, homesteaders, and disenfranchised settlers who have taken up arms against the IMC in order to secure their independence from the objective rule of Earth. But just who are the Frontier Militia? Where did they come from? What are their motives? And what are their goals? In today's episode, we will be exploring the history of Titanfall's morally questionable protagonist organization. Welcome back to the Advocate Network. The Frontier Militia is one of the 2 primary factions present in the universe of Titanfall. They are a group of freedom fighters, mercenaries, homesteaders, and disenfranchised settlers who have taken up arms against the IMC in order to secure their independence from the objective rule of Earth. But just who are the Frontier Militia? Where did they come from? What are their motives? And what are their goals? In today's episode, we will be exploring the history of Titanfall's morally questionable protagonist organization. Welcome back to the Advocate Network. The Frontier Militia is one of the 2 primary factions present in the universe of Titanfall. They are a group of freedom fighters, mercenaries, homesteaders and disenfranchised settlers who have taken up arms against the IMC in order to secure their independence from the objective rule of Earth. But just who are the Frontier Militia? Where did they come from? What are their motives? And what are their goals? In today's episode, we will be exploring the history of Titanfall's morally questionable protagonist organization. Welcome back to the Advocate Network. Alrighty, so hopefully at least one of those samples is a large improvement over the previous narration. So thanks for anyone who stuck around to provide further improvement feedback up until this point. We'll be giving this video a few days to gather comments and views before recording the lines for our third episode. This way we can get the most immediately valuable criticisms. So the current plan for our episodes going forward is to have episode 3 focus on the Titans and their history, followed by the pilots in episode 4. While we've had many requests for the third episode to be focused on simulacrums and other augmentations in the Titanfall universe, we feel that Titans and pilots should be covered to complete the more major topics. However, a script for simulacrums is currently in progress and it should be around episode 5. But thanks again for everyone's ongoing support for the Advocate Network, and we hope you'll stick around as we continue to march forward, providing the very best lore content possible to you, the audience, here at the